It's always a pleasure to talk to you. It's the biggest thing is the community, and if we, for every event, it's a bit of a experiment. This is that we can bring the community together at a critical mass. If you get the critical mass, then it's a bit of a self-sustaining. Big companies, you need elements of small. You need investors. You need facilitators, consultants. So it's a complete mix. Then, from my perspective, it becomes much less interesting. Absolutely, and just to put it in the context, I helped get our first merchant bank account, and for a conference about payments. It was remarkably difficult to get that, and then helped set up the registration system. Then went to picking speakers, putting together the agenda. So have seen it from so many different perspectives, and I think where you have almost a neutral ground, where no one feels like that they're that anyone's getting any preferential treatment. And that was very important for us. We wanted the big companies here, but we also wanted the small companies here too, and they needed to be on the same. And that was very important for us. We were able to create that. There've been quite a few, and I think that I'll just share one story from yesterday. Rajamanar, CMO of MasterCard, about new cards for blind people, and it was it was a solution where you're like, okay, why haven't they done this before? And one of my best friends is blind, and he is Harvard undergrad, Harvard lawyer, has his own law firm, run the Boston Marathon, New York Marathon, and amazing person. But every time we pay, every time he pays, I have to help him. And so then you're like, and so it was a bit of, and I think it's probably a trend that you're very familiar with. It's just inclusion and expansion of abilities of these products to folks that might not have had before, and even in the prime markets, there's. I mean, I think it's and maybe even going back to that inclusion element. If you have if the decision makers look at things from the same angle, there's going to be so much of the market that is going to be underserved, and just great opportunity and great opportunity, but also they'll continue to be left behind. And it's a bit of if you don't do anything about it, nothing will happen. Amplify is a way to make it bring it more front and center, and it's a way to, we've had great success with Rise Up, for example, and so many of the Rise Up alum, great things, and so I think similarly we're like, okay, well, we did this before. Been working on Guppy, which is a credit bureau built on blockchain technology, and the idea is to build a credit data system that puts the consumer in full control, and full ability to view and see how their data is being used, and rather than having, so for example, with the current status quo, consumers are often the last to know about bad data in this, and leading to many problems, and they only find out after they've been rejected. It's very much a scramble, and so I think that we're trying to change that. And the interesting thing is that so many banks and large banks have proactively reached out to me about it. So that actually sort of made me think, okay, well, the pain point is probably even worse than I had when I was at Citibank for me. And well, Money 2020 would not be the community it is without people like you here.